What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to be discussing a Chicago Bulls and Philadelphia 76ers injury update ahead of our second game in consecutive days with each other. We obviously versed them in Chicago. No Joel Embiid for that game, and it was the end of a road trip, and we end up picking up a very important win for our season. And now, as Philadelphia are returning home, their first opponents will be against the Chicago Bulls, and this one will be a tougher challenge for us. We'll explain why in this video, but also discuss some injury updates alongside of that. Before we get any further, if you liked the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls, the injury updates that we have, as well as the Philadelphia 76ers injury updates that they have. Let's get started with the first thing. We're going to talk about the Bulls first. Usually we like to talk about the other teams first, but the other team I'm going to, obviously Philly, I'm going to leave it until a little bit later. So, it has been reported that, I guess, guys like Zach LaVine, Nikola Vucevic, and a couple of other guys that are working on trying to come back are all going to be staying in Chicago in this road trip, working in the Advocate Center. I even believe Zach LaVine has been, I guess, sent to the Windy City Bulls to do this, so and stuff of that nature. I think, again, I read this from Casey Johnson, but according to Billy Donovan, it suggests that with all of the traveling that we're doing and the back-to-back games that we have away from home, it only makes sense to see those guys back in Chicago, not traveling with the team and training to return. Zach LaVine is not too far away from returning. Neither is Nikola Vucevic. Torrey Craig, I still think there's some time there for him, but whatever the case may be, that's what these guys are working on once they are in Chicago. So while we're out playing Philadelphia in Philadelphia and then going to New York and playing New York in New York, stuff of that nature, those guys are going to be in Chicago working on their game, trying to elevate themselves for a potential comeback. So let that be known. Zach LaVine is not too far away from returning for the Chicago Bulls. Will he play? Will he get traded? Time will tell. Nikola Vucevic, not too far away from returning to the Chicago Bulls. He will most likely play. He will most likely not get traded. But there is a question of what do we do with Andre Drummond now? Do we give Andre Drummond extended minutes off of the bench? Is there a conversation to be had where they play together? I don't think so. I like to see the experiment, but I think in the small moments that we saw that experiment against Cleveland, I wasn't a fan of it at all. So yeah, I didn't like them two playing together. And is there even a conversation of Andre Drummond starting? I would love to have that conversation, but I don't think it's going to happen, unfortunately. So these are just the things that we got to consider as Chicago Bulls fans. Not only just against Philadelphia, but with other teams to come as well. Like Charlotte after the New York Knicks game. We had 2 games against Charlotte. Will Zach LaVine or Vucevic return for those games? I feel like that's the best, I guess, time to kind of see those two guys, in all honesty. But we'll have to wait and see. Now let's go to the Philadelphia 76ers. As far as I'm aware, they don't have much in terms of the injury updates, but the biggest update I want to provide for you guys is that Joel Embiid will be active and ready to play against the Chicago Bulls this time around. And this is going to be a massive test for the Bulls. First and foremost, we still don't have Nikola Vucevic, so again, our starting center is not going to be there, but we do have a very solid backup center in Andre Drummond. But here's why this is going to be a test. First and foremost, this is Philadelphia's first game back from that 4-game, 5-game, whatever many games it was, road trip, where they did kind of struggle. Joel Embiid missed the last 4 games. They're going to be back in a familiar environment. The crowd happy to see them. They're going to be energized and pumped to be back in Philadelphia. That's going to be a massive test. They're going to play with an extra pep in their step against the Chicago Bulls. This is just a known fact around the league. When you have long road trips and you come back to the place that you call home, you're going to play with a little bit of extra motivation. It is something that is very common around the league, and a team like Philadelphia, as good as they are, I expect this to happen for them as well. So that is the first thing we've got to be worried about. Okay, Joel Embiid is coming back, an MVP caliber player, a guy that dropped 40 on the Chicago Bulls when we played them the first time around. Yes, we did win that game, but 40 is a massive feat for Joel Embiid, and he absolutely did it with ease against the Chicago Bulls. So with a little bit of extra pep in their step, the whole team's going to be excited and motivated and ready for the game. The Bulls have to match this energy. Simple as that. Match the energy of the Philadelphia 76ers. No one said this was going to be easy against Philadelphia away from home. No one has ever said that. They're a great team and they have great players on their team. These are things we need to try and match the energy of. If we come into this game lackadaisical and lazy at the beginning of our road trip, then that's going to set a bad tempo for the rest of the road games that we have ahead. The Knicks and Charlotte. We cannot let that happen. Even if we lose this game, come and match the energy and bring a competitive fight to Philadelphia. That's the first thing I want to see. But what also makes this so upsetting, I wouldn't say upsetting because I want to see Joel Embiid play, but what makes this more of a concern for the Chicago Bulls as well is that Andre Drummond, as good as he has been in these last couple of games, has been in foul trouble. And who's the guy that could make Drummond get into even more foul trouble? It's the guy that gets constantly hacked and lives at the free throw line. It's Joel Embiid. Whether it's a flop or a legitimate foul, Joel Embiid is very good at getting centers to commit to fouls and putting centers in foul trouble. If Andre Drummond falls into foul trouble, we are going to be in grave danger against the Philadelphia 76ers. Because as much as I think Terry Taylor had a great game last time out, Terry Taylor is not on the level of Joel Embiid. If Vucevic and Drummond are not on the level of Joel Embiid, Terry Taylor ain't nowhere near it. And we don't have a center or someone that could really come and match Joel Embiid in that way. Andre Drummond is our best chance. Adama Sanogo, I know a lot of people want to see him. That ain't going to cut it, my friend. I'm sorry. He's not ready for Joel Embiid. Terry Taylor, I don't think can guard Joel Embiid. He's a natural forward at the end of the day, and he's playing backup center minutes. So I don't think he's going to be ready for Joel Embiid. So these are things we got to worry about. It's going to be a test because last time when we versed Joel Embiid, we got him into foul trouble. So who's going to get into foul trouble first? Is it going to be Andre Drummond? Is it going to be Joel Embiid? I hope for the Bulls' sake it's Joel Embiid, but we'll have to wait and see. And that's why it's going to be a tough test to face Philadelphia in Philadelphia with their first game back from a road trip and an MVP caliber player returning to their lineup. What do you guys think? And thank you so much for watching. Drop a like and a follow and or subscribe if you are new. And I will see you in the next Chicago Bulls related video. We'll most likely be doing a watch along for this game, so stay tuned for that. An hour earlier, I'm not a fan of that. I want my sleep, but it is what it is. We'll be awake to watch it. Have a wonderful and safe day. See you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care, and peace.